Havana, the legendary city with a mix of new energy and nostalgia, so close to the U.S., yet long isolated. It is also home to a small but tenacious Jewish community.
This is a small community, a humble community, but we have all the projects that a normal, biggest community can have. That means that we are a very alive community.
We have activities every Saturday, activities about anything about the festivities, the high holidays.
Jews were believed to arrive in Cuba with Christopher Columbus in 1492. But under Spanish rule after the Inquisition, Judaism was forbidden.
Entonces no es hasta 1898, cuando sucede la guerra hispano-cubano-americana, que se asientan en Cuba numerosos judíos procedentes de Estados Unidos.
Fidel Babani León was born in Havana in 1961, shortly after the revolution. He is a historian with a passion for Cuba's Jewish heritage.
Después de eso comenzaron a llegar judíos sefarditas. Fundaron en 1914 la primera sinagoga sefaradí en Cuba. Se llamaba la Chevetahín, en La Habana Vieja. Y después vinieron varias oleadas migratorias de judíos al país, 1924, 1933. La principal migración sefardita fue procedente de Turquía. Y en 1924 hay una importante oleada migratoria de Europa del Este, sobre todo de rusos y polacos.
The area was once full of Jewish-owned shops, synagogues, a kosher butcher, and a bakery, which still operates today.
A partir de 1933, cuando Hitler toma el poder en Alemania, comienza una lenta oleada migratoria de judíos de Europa. Se estima que concluida la guerra en 1945, había en Cuba aproximadamente 25,000 judíos.
Most of the Jews were Sephardim and still are.
They decided to migrate not just to Cuba, just to Latin America. Why? Because in Latin America we spoke Spanish and they spoke Ladino, so the assimilation for this Sephardi group was very easy.
They commingled with Ashkenazi Jews who arrived from Poland and Eastern Europe, spoke Yiddish, and established their own synagogues.
My family, all my family, my parents and all my family was from Poland. My mother was in the Warsaw ghetto with my little sister. She was born in 1942 in Siberia. I'm the first Cuban in the family.
Most Jews left Cuba after the revolution. Today, there are no more than 1,200 Jews living in Cuba, mainly in Havana, with smaller populations across the island: Santa Clara, Cienfuegos, Guantanamo. They live in challenging conditions.
Everything changed in 1959 because 90% of the community left, but still now we are the majority of the community. 65% of the whole community now is Sephardi.
The centerpiece of the community is the Patronato, where services are held, holidays celebrated, the children's Sunday school, and many cultural activities take place. Much of this is supported by the American Joint Distribution Committee, the JDC.
JDC works in Cuba from 1992, when JDC was allowed by the Cuban government to work here to rebuild the Hebrew community, the Jewish community in Cuba. We have a very successful program, is Shabbat dinner. All the Cuban Jews that come to different synagogues in Cuba for a Kabbalat Shabbat.
There is also a pharmacy created by the JDC, stocked with medications brought by American groups, and a senior center where elderly have an opportunity to get together for meals, activities, and a weekly beauty treatment.
It's the most important project of the whole community. Why? Because the seniors are the history of the community. We are here because they decide to stay.
But it's the young people who are the heart and driving force of the community.
We prepare the synagogue for the festivities. Part of the youth from the youth organization leader the service every Shabbat and every high holiday.
What draws so many young people into Jewish life is Israeli folk dance, Rikudei Am, matching Jewish heritage to Cuban music.
I started coming here when I was 10 years old, and when I came here to the community, I saw the Rikudim, the Israeli folk dances. And it's really amazing how the Rikudim can join people from all over the world. That's how I started just coming to the Rikudim.
I think now the community in Cuba is very strong, very passionate, and very warm. They are very Jewish. They like to be Jewish.
This is my family, my community.
What does the future look like for Cuba's Jews?
It's a very fragile equilibrium, what I see in our future.
Y personalmente creo que siempre va a haber una comunidad judía que mantenga las tradiciones de nuestros ancestros. La llama del judaísmo en Cuba nunca se va a apagar.